It's Friday. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day so far. Tip top of the day right now. We're gonna be reacting to this video right now. If you're not having a great day, I hope this video is gonna make your day even greater some way, somehow. Basically, we're gonna be reacting to the Johnny Depp's lawyer rips apart Amber Heard's expert witness cross-examination video. Part of the Depp versus Heard trial. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into it, though, just a quick reminder. Before you click off the video, make sure to make the great thumbs up video. Make sure to make the great thumbs up light up blue. Jeez, I'm all over the place. Make the red rectangular box thingy gray by the time you leave. Share this video to whomever, how many ever people you want to, whether that's your stepfather, your stepmother, your brother, your mom, your dad, your friends, your pet, your lawyer, your teacher, whoever it is, bro. Comment down with your reactions to this, your reactions to the whole trial as is, your thoughts and reactions to it. Also comment down what else you want to see me react to next, and I'll for sure make it happen for sure. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into this video.
All the opinions you just provided to the jury.
To a reasonable degree of scientific certainty.
Thank you, Mr. Schnell. I have no further questions.
All right, cross-examination.
My bad, I was slow to do that. My bad.
So this is the first time that you've testified as an expert as in the field of statistical and forensic analysis of social media, isn't it?
I've consulted on litigation for it, but it never got to testimony. That's correct.
This is your first testimony.
Testimony, yes.
Right. And you've never been involved in a defamation case before.
That's correct.
And you're being compensated for your time here today and the work you did, correct?
Berkeley Research Group is being compensated, yes.
At $600 an hour.
That's what they're getting paid.
Right. And you're aware that Mr. Depp is being sued based on allegedly defamatory statements. What are the dates of those statements?
Wait, this guy or the company or whatever he works for is being paid $600 an hour for doing what?
My understanding is it's there was something around April 8th, I believe April 27th and June 24th, somewhere in the end of June.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Right.
and where do you understand those statements to have resided?
In the public media.
In any particular article or?
I didn't consider that.
All right. So you're not offering an opinion on how widely the articles that contain those statements were read?
That's correct.
And you're not offering an opinion as to how many people actually saw the language that's been attributed to Mr. Waldman?
Only a minimum number of people who could have seen it based on the tweets that referenced him.
Okay.
Who's Mr. Waldman?
And you don't know even where those references appear in the articles?
I'm not sure what you mean.
There are statements by Mr. Waldman that appear in articles. Do you understand that?
I do.
Pretty
Do you know
straightforward
in
question.
what portion of the articles the statements appear?
I've looked at the articles, and from that, I've seen where they appear.
And where, in general, do they appear? In the middle, the end? What's your sense?
That I'm not sure of. I mean, the ones I looked at on the 6th and 7th, I think they were towards the top.
All right. So you testified that you reviewed a number of hashtags that you deemed were negative towards Ms. Heard.
Am I tripping? Is that a glass of beer? I'm tripping, bro.
That's right?
I
Yes.
think it's sparkling water.
And the four you picked, at least the negative ones, justice for Johnny Depp. That's from one of them, right?
That's right.
Amber Heard is an abuser. That's one of them.
That is one of them.
We just don't like you, Amber. That's one of them.
That is one of them.
And the last one was Amber Turd, right?
That is another one.
What is wrong with the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp? That's just literally people him supporting him. I understand that the other three ones may come off as negative hashtags, but what's wrong with was Justice for Johnny Depp? What's wrong with that one?
Okay. And these 4 hashtags you identified and searched for, you don't believe they have any connection, or you testified that you have no connection to these 3 Waldman statements. The hashtags aren't connected to Waldman, right?
Well, I did an additional analysis that did show how many of those had Waldman connected to them, and I found that 1 out of 4 of them did.
Bro, I'm struggling to find out who's Mr. Waldman.
But when you were deposed,
Is this somebody I should
you were
know?
asked whether these were related, these particular hashtags were related to any of the Waldman statements, and you said no at that time.
I said more than that. I said I didn't know, and then I said I'm basing I'm looking at Mr. Banya's opinion where he says they would be if they were in large number, and I'm adopting his opinion and agreeing with him that they must be connected.
So
this is all
you're adopting
speculation and
an opinion
prediction, basically.
That hasn't been rendered in this case yet by anybody but you.
Right.
I know that Mr. Banya.
Has testified.
Okay, what I'm saying is I know that Mr. Banya's disclosure says that he is expected to come to that opinion.
All right. But the only person who's ever expressed this opinion to date in this courtroom is you.
Is you.
Correct?
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched everything. I've watched a bit.
So
but,
you're adopting your own opinion.
Right.
no, I'm adopting the opinion that I read in Mr. Banya's disclosure.
All right. And that's not the opinion you had during your deposition.
I think I did make reference in my deposition to what Mr. Banya said, and that I agreed with it.
All right. And you indicated in deposition you didn't take into account statements made in the media, correct?
Made in what? I couldn't use
You said you did not take into account in your analysis statements made in the media.
media. Yes, in the analysis where I gathered data and decided which data to gather, I did not take into account statements in the media.
All right. So you looked at data, you produced charts, you did analysis relating to the data, but you had no reason at the time you did this to consider any particular statements. Isn't that true?
That's true. I think that's an appropriate scientific methodology to not to first gather as much data as possible and then drill down on the data.
All right. And the Twitter data you collected shows that the 4 hashtags you identified were in existence before Mr. Waldman made the first statement in April 2020, right?
That's correct.
Right.
In very small number.
But
Bro.
justice for Johnny.
Bro, please, somebody in the comment section below, please comment down who Mr. Waldman is, bro. I might have to Google him myself, bro, but I don't know who the heck Mr. Waldman is, and he for sure has a big portion in this, at least on his testimony side. I don't know what this has to do with this trial.
Depp has been around since 2013, correct?
Right.
That sounds correct.
Yeah. Amber Heard is an abuser, and Amber Turd first appeared in 2016, correct?
I don't recall, actually.
Right. Do you recall if there was any portion of Mr. Waldman's statement that made any reference to Amber Turd?
Not that I've seen.
Right. People can form a negative view of Ms. Heard without reading Mr. Waldman's statements, correct?
People can form a negative opinion of anyone without reading anything. That's correct.
And you didn't consider whether there was negative publicity around Ms. Heard other than the Waldman statements?
Well, what I did was to report on correlation with these hashtags and certain search terms in particular. I wasn't trying to read anyone's mind as to why they used them.
You didn't form any opinion that of the million plus tweets that you looked at, were connected in some way to Mr. Waldman's statements.
I did eventually, yes.
You did eventually after you read somebody else's report relative to testimony that hasn't been given here.
Well, I did it before my deposition.
All right. You have a demonstrative that counsel played for you. Can we put up plaintiff's 1901 again? This is yours, right?
Correct.
The biggest spikes, by far the biggest spikes here,
What am I looking
are
at?
attributable to what hashtag?
Justice for Johnny Depp hashtag.
And there are spikes that existed considerably before.
Yo, what am I looking at?
Mr. Waldman's statement? You were asked about that by counsel?
One of them did. That was the date that Mr.
Hashtag
Waldman
comparison.
released, the audio tape.
The biggest spike was before the statements.
Right, the date he leaked the audio.
And then there were many statements that, or there are many hashtags, uses of the hashtag, that follow the statements.
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, so you looked at 1.2 million of these hashtags, right?
Right.
In your chart, didn't 980,000 of these plus belong to Justice for Johnny Depp?
Right.
That sounds about right. You'd have to show me, but I'll take your word for it.
Bro, you did the research
The
on it.
vast majority of them were Justice for Johnny Depp.
A majority of them were.
Well, it wasn't the majority so large that you had to draw another chart.
Yeah.
The reason for drawing another chart is because the numbers were high at particular points, so you wouldn't be able to see the other hashtags.
Right.
Bro, we get it. We get why you made the second chart, bro. Just say what it is, you know? Just say the fact that it was just the majority was the hashtag for Justice for Johnny Depp.
Literally, this is your chart, and all of the other activity at the bottom you can barely see in comparison to the hashtag
Justice for Johnny Depp.
Right, as I testified, you can barely see them because of the spikes in the Justice for Johnny Depp hashtag, but when you look at the other chart, you can see that those others are still very large numbers.
So you're not offering any opinion as to what caused these spikes.
That's correct.
Right. So you're not opining as to why these spikes are there.
I'm only talking about correlation.
Right. You're talking about a mathematical connection.
That's right.
Right. And you don't purport to be in anybody's head such that you know why they did a particular post with a particular hashtag.
That's correct.
There's a second spike that appears to be in July of 2020.
Yes, the pointer was pointing to a different one, but yes.
Yeah. Were you aware there was a trial in the UK in 2020
I'm aware.
and in July?
You're saying it was in July?
No, but as of the time of that spike, there was publicity around a trial, correct?
I don't know how much publicity there was. I know the trial was going on then.
All right.
Bro's looking around the room knowing he's done for it, bro.
Things called out in your chart relative to particular dates, December 17th, February 11th, February 14th. You see all those?
I do.
And your chart makes absolutely no reference to and does not identify the dates of any of the Waldman statements, does it, sir?
No, it doesn't call those out, if that's what you're asking.
It calls out a whole bunch of other dates, but nothing relative to the Waldman statements.
Correct.
All right.
Bro, I don't know who Mr. Waldman is, but all that chart to me is saying people side more with Johnny according to that chart, right? If we're just looking at that chart, people are siding more with Johnny, and they're saying, hey, Justice for Johnny Depp, Amber Heard is blah, 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 blah. That's all his chart is saying. Personally, that's how I take it. All the other stuff is irrelevant. I don't know who Mr. Waldman is, so I can't even speak with that, but to me, that's all that's saying is the public perception of this trial is and even before this trial that we have now that's taking place in Virginia, they've been saying justice for Johnny Depp. So back in 2013, if I remember correctly. So it's been going on.
All right. At some point, you ran searches for additional search terms: hoax, fraud. I think you said fake. And then you don't know why those terms appeared, do you?
I'm not sure what you mean by that question.
It's a pretty straightforward question.
Ask me.
You could not perform a scientific analysis of the reason why these.
Yo, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, this guy's job, all it is just make a chart, or two, or multiple, that just include hashtags, and just, make the chart with the least to greatest amount of tweets or comments under that hashtag, and just do that, and you get paid $600 an hour. That's from my understanding.
Terms appeared in the tweets you were looking at.
Right. I could only show mathematical correlation.
Right. You could show a correlation, but you don't have any idea why they're there.
I can't get into people's heads.
Right. And just because the tweet contains one of the terms does not mean the tweet was in some way prompted by Mr. Waldman, right?
Well, there are a few things I searched for. The ones you just mentioned, and then the Waldman and Waldman-Yon terms. So, it's not that big a stretch to say that it's related to Mr. Waldman if it's his name.
Bro, but that's just speculation and prediction, bro.
And Waldman-Yon or Minion.
Wait a minute, is the new standard it's not that big a stretch?
No.
Or the
I'm trying to speak.
I'm
trying to.
certainty, right?
Yes.
All right. So you're not suggesting that you know why Mr. Waldman's name appear in any of these tweets?
Well, if you look at the tweets that have Waldman-Yon, and I looked at a large sample of them.
Just a large sample was 2,000 out of 1,000,002.
No, I looked at more than that of these, but
Right.
that's another thing that I wouldn't expect to be in controversy.
He said, how many 2,000 of what?
1,002.
2,000 of 1,000,002.
The large sample was 2,000 out of 1,000,002.
Let's repeat
No,
that
I
again.
did more than that.
Let's repeat that again.
Sample was
A large sample of them.
just a large sample was 2,000 out of 1,000,002.
No, I looked at more than that of these, but that's another thing that I wouldn't expect to be in controversy. When people are
Well, geez. According to my hands, look, it's easy to make a 2, and then just 1, 2, 3, and that's 2,000. And that's supposed to be large, right? But now if we go to 1,000,002, we got a 1. That's 1 0. That's 2 zeros. That's 3 zeros. That's 4 zeros. That's 5 zeros. That's 6 zeros. 0.2. Now, it took a lot of more fingers and repetitions doing 1,000,002 than it took 2,000. But that's large, right?
are saying that they're part of the Wald Minions or things like that,
Bro.
I would expect everybody to agree without arguing that it has to do with Mr. Waldman.
And nobody asked whether it had Mr. do.
Bro, not everybody's going to agree with what you got to say.
Mr. Waldman. I'm wondering, how do you know that it had anything to do with Mr. Waldman's statements?
But I was under the impression, I was informed that nobody really knew who Mr. Waldman was before all of this, so I wouldn't expect it to be anything else. I didn't think it was in controversy.
It wasn't in controversy whether everyone knew who Mr. Waldman was? Is that your testimony?
No, I'm saying it wasn't in controversy that that if somebody was suddenly talking about him, that it had to do with this case.
All right, but again, it's not, did it have to do with this case? It's, did it have to do with the allegedly defamatory statements? You have no idea, do you, sir?
I can't get into anyone's mind. I can only talk about.
Just say no,
facts.
bro.
Right.
Just say no.
And so you identified all of these hashtags as negative towards Miss Heard, right?
Right.
Justice for Johnny Depp is not negative towards Miss Heard.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but the tweets that use that hashtag are.
No, but the hashtag itself, the hashtag that predominates through your analysis is not.
All right. So now this guy's all over the place. Is this chart, is the chart that he made about the hashtag being harmful to Amber Heard, or the hashtag, or the comments containing the hashtag in it is harmful? Because they're two separate things at the end of the day. Because if it's that much of a popular hashtag, there's gonna be people from all type of mindsets commenting and whatever. So if it's just the hashtag itself, it's one thing. Now if it's the people commenting under that hashtag, it's a different thing.
Not in fact negative towards Miss Heard.
I'm not opining on the hashtag itself. I'm talking about the tweets that contain that hashtag.
But the hashtag itself is not negative.
That's not part of my opinion, one way or the other.
But do you have an opinion as to whether justice for Johnny Depp is a good thing?
That's not part of my assignment.
Okay. But you'll agree with me justice in general is a good thing?
No, that's not a part of what Amber Heard paid you, or Amber Heard and her team paid you to testify. That's what it is. It's not that it's not a part of your assignment.
Big fan of justice.
All right, me too. No further questions.
All right, redirect. Okay, yes.
Alright, two things to take this video. For me personally, I don't know who Mr. Waldman is. I guess I'm going to have to Google him because I guess he has to do something with the trial. But without me knowing him, this has nothing to do with the trial. And this guy's chart has no relevancy regardless. All it proves to show is that people side more with Johnny ever since 2013 about all these accusations or whatever. That's all his chart proves to me. And this guy said a large amount is 2,000 out of 1,000,000.2. I don't know. I mean, I was somewhat good at math. I still am somewhat good at math, but 2,000 to me is not larger than 900 and something thousand. That's just me though. But if you guys like this video, this is going to cap off the video. Make sure to make that great thumbs up, light up blue, make that right rectangular box thingy gray. Share this video to whomever, how many ever people you would like to, whether it's your step cousin, stepfather, roommate, college dorm person, whatever. Don't matter. Girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, don't matter. Comment down your thoughts and reaction to this video and the whole trial itself. And comment down what you guys want me to react to next. I'll for sure make it happen for you guys. And I'll catch you next one. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good rest of your morning. And see ya.